Alright, so now let's have a look to the general settings, what is important for you. Normally you don't go into settings on a daily basis. It's like on your smartphone, you choose your favorite ringtone, you select your language, set up date and time if necessary. And here, of course, you can do the same. So on our home screen, we have the icon here for settings. Tap it once, it takes a couple of seconds, and then it actually asks you for a password. Don't get confused, you don't need to set up any password here if you don't want it. Just confirm it with the green tick. If you set up a password, obviously, then you need the right password for it. Here you find now quite a lot of things to select. Not everything, like I said, is important for you on a daily basis. Device information, whenever there is any problem and you need a unit number or the software version, when you talk to a service technician, you find everything you need under device information. General settings, this is actually what I just mentioned, the language, the date and time, temperature, if you want to prefer Celsius or Fahrenheit, and you just choose what you're looking for example language, and then you can just choose the language you're looking for. We just keep it in English, that's actually good enough for us. Or, well, since we're in Germany, yeah, we keep it in English. Date, time, temperature, like I said, Celsius, Fahrenheit. Then you have sounds, so you can choose the sound for door alarm, when a profile is finished, for an error code, and you can also adjust the volume in here. If it's too loud, especially in front cooking area, perhaps you want to have it more quiet, or if you want to have it in a busy, loud environment, you go from the volume on 100%. And like I said, you can also change the different tones. So I can show you one. Let's take the door arrow sound for door alarm. You go there, and then you find the selection of the different sound files. So we can take, for example, the beep wave. You can choose how long you want the alarm goes. Is it continuously or is it in an interval, in this case of 3 seconds, but also you can choose continuously, and you can choose the volume. So whatever you prefer. And just to check, you can always press the play button. You can choose all the individual sounds, alarm and volume up to your needs. So now we are back in our setting selection. Like I mentioned, most of the settings you don't need on a daily basis. Also, some of the settings you personally don't have access. They are password protected, they are for the service partner to make diagnostic and do some modification or changes. What is for you quite important on a daily basis is, like I said, language, Celsius, Fahrenheit, date, time, sound, but also cookbook. Remember, we created profiles, we created categories, and of course, we can also manage the cookbooks. We can sort the cookbooks, we can have multiple cookbooks on our unit, but also we want to import and export perhaps some of them via our USB slot. Especially when we have one Maxx unit and perhaps in the other unit, in the other kitchen is also Maxx unit, then I can just export the cookbook on a thumb drive and just go to the other unit and import the cookbook over there instead of write it always manually. So here we have cookbook, and there we see manage cookbook, import, export cookbook, and when we go on manage cookbook, then we see different versions. So you can create a seasonal cookbook, you can create an Asian cookbook or whatever, Christmas season cookbook, it doesn't really matter. And then you can just select the cookbook you're looking for, and for example, if you want to change this, then you can just go select this, green tick, confirm it. And now actually the cookbook before is not erased, it's not deleted, it is just back in the storage, in the library, and when we go now in our cookbook, we see different profiles than before. Before we had our categories, sides and vegetables, now we have a different cookbook. And so with managing the cookbook, it's quite nice because you don't have to delete or add or modify cookbooks. You can make a new one from scratch, and then it's just nice, lean and clean. And also, of course, when we're going back to our settings, back to manage cookbooks, then we can also export cookbooks or import cookbooks. Thank you very much for your attention. Have great fun with your Maxx, and See you soon.